Hello everybody, you alright? So 2025 was quite a year for me. It was a year of highs for my channel, but I had severe health issues behind the scenes. Just thought it would be fun and informative to get some of this off my chest. So I wanted to make a short video and just talk about a few things that happened this year. Kind of just to let you lot know where the channel stands. Kind of a 1k sub year review type situation all in one. This is going to mostly be unscripted. Just some bullet points. I do tend to ramble when I'm restricted, so I'll edit down the nonsense in post. However, I will put timestamps in the description in case you're interested in only a particular part. Also, no fancy editing. I'll probably just put something in the background that I've been playing this year, something I've enjoyed. This is also my more natural speaking pattern when I'm not reading stuff off of a script. Yeah, I'm very common. I'm not expecting this to get many views. It's just for the inquisitive and, isn't going to be a regular thing. I'm a very private person and I don't believe in putting personal strifes on others. But I always give just a little insight and thank you lot. So what better place to start? So yeah, just wanted to start off by saying thank you lot. Thank you all for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. I have no misconceptions that this isn't, a massive thing. Apparently over 10 million channels have hit the 1k mark. But as small as that is, it's a major milestone that I wanted to hit. And I think it makes it just a little sweeter that it took me 4 years to do so. I've seen channels get picked up by the algorithm and they get like 1,000 subs within a month. And good luck to them, no shade. But to them, I doubt it would mean as much. So again, you guys made that possible. Wherever this channel goes, you lot will be the OGs. Obviously I'm big time now. No, obviously not. But much like anything worth achieving in life, it all comes with graft. And I really do think that makes me appreciate it more. Now with 1,000 subscribers obviously comes full monetization. I'm going to be completely upfront with you. I have no interest in monetization. In fact, I think it would just complicate things. I've had eligibility for the first tier of monetization since 500 subs, which was like a little while ago now. It was over a year ago. And, nothing's changed in that respect. I've actually been contacted by some companies to do sponsorship in my videos, which I have no interest in. Now that decision was made a little easier with the companies being shady as all hell. Raid Shadow Legends certainly are knocking down my door, but my answer would have been the same regardless. I've mentioned briefly in my videos I was a firefighter for many years, and I got medically retired with a full service pension and a payout due to life-changing injuries caused by faulty operational equipment while operational. So I don't need the money, and YouTube is it's just a hobby for me. Don't get me wrong, YouTube has been fantastic. For all of its flaws, it's helped me through some really shitty times. It's given me a massive distraction. You guys just see the final product in the videos, but for me, I had to learn all this stuff on the fly. Like After Effects, Blender, audio balancing, and I think that's where the value's been for me, as I love learning stuff. So for those reasons, that's where I want the status quo to stay. That's why I don't want to complicate things. I hope that makes sense. Right, that's the 1k sub stuff out of the way. So I just thought we'd talk a little about the year that's passed, the videos, and other stuff. As I said, it's been interesting, so I'll go chronologically. Yeah, this is where the bullet points will help me massively. Right, so I was working on the next video for the Bond series, the From Russia with Love retrospective at Christmas 2024. I put it on the back burner for the Christmas episode. Then I thought I'd make a quick, a little retrospective about Fear Effect, and then finish off the Bond video so I could release 2 videos in February to kick the year off strong. This was my first mistake. That Fear Effect video turned out to be a monster. It was one of those, the more you wrote and researched situations, the more I had to say. And in the end, it was a 15,000 word script, which is massive. I had to redraft it a few times to get it under the 12,000 words mark. just to keep it around 2 hours. But the result was a video that took me 3 months to make. I don't regret it, I love making that video, but it instantly put my plans on the back foot. So the next step was to put the finishing touches on the From Russia with Love video and get it out before the end of March. That was the plan. But then I bought a 5090 GPU, a Gen 5 2TB NVMe drive for the OS, and a Ryzen, it's the 9950 X3D CPU. This was my second mistake. You see, my PC has a custom water loop I built, so taking the whole thing apart was not an easy task. I did put pictures up about it at the time. It was like Spaghetti Junction in my kitchen. I had to empty and disable the entire PC, bend new pipe, and once getting all the hardware installed, set up, I decided I wanted to remove the heat from the PC case. So I took out roughly around 50 terabytes of mechanical hard disks and built a home server for them. Then my PC started to crash under load. Funnily enough, this happened while I was playing RTX Doom, which killed the 5090. And to reiterate the post I made around the time, the 5090 cannot run Doom. It turns out I was unlucky enough to get the melted connector issue those cards get due to high power draw. Now I totally understand all these were issues of my own making. I didn't really need a 5090, the 4090 was fine. I didn't really need the 9950, what was it, the 9750X 3D was also fine. So that was all my bad. But as I gave my 4090 to my son, I had to wait to get the 5090 issue sorted before I could start working on videos again. Just be clear, I'm not knocking the 5090. It's brilliant at rendering video, due to it's got 32 gigabytes of VRAM. I haven't had a single failed render, which if you use Adobe Media Encoder, you'll know how unbelievable that is. And the home server's been invaluable, but once everything was up and running again, it was months later. My family and I went on a planned holiday that we had in the summer, with the plan being to get straight back to the channel once we return. Well, that's where everything went absolutely truly tits up. I got ill, really ill. I contracted shingles, which I never thought was a big deal, just the adult form of chickenpox. I've actually had shingles when I was a teenager. It wasn't a big deal then, but apparently 40 years makes a massive difference. The entire left-hand side of my face was covered in these spots and massive skin blemishes, which was so sensitive. My hair brushing my face felt like a scalpel cutting my skin. So bad were the headaches, my eyesight went blurry, and I literally couldn't move. Now, I'm not a hypochondriac. I am what you would consider old school when it comes to illness. No hospital, just power through, deal with it. By around day 5, my wife made me go to the A&E, which is our version of like the emergency room in the States. And the doctor told me how lucky I was that my wife did that, because any longer and it could have turned into encephalitis or even facial paralysis. Apparently, shingles destroys nerves. What makes it worse is we've got national healthcare here. I'm not going to have a debate about national healthcare, but in these situations, it's absolutely brilliant. It's totally free. So it wasn't even that I don't want to pay a medical bill thing. It was just with me being a stubborn bell end thing. Long story short, my stubbornness to visit the hospital has given me possibly permanent nerve damage on the left side of my head and face. It's currently still painful 5 months later. And also, it took my eye. Yeah, I only have one working eye from now on. So, you know, no more VR for me, I suppose. If you take anything from this story, just, if you get ill, don't be stubborn, get checked out. It's not worth it. So yeah, none of that was ideal. And that's pretty much my explanation for the lack of videos over the last year. I say explanation because I'm not making excuses. It's just what is. I managed to recover enough so that I could start working on the channel again in September. So I made the Halloween episode. That was a video formatted differently, and that's why I did that. I didn't have the energy to make a long retrospective, and the multi-game style is much easier. This is the same reason I followed that format at Christmas. So where's the channel going from here? Well, that unpublished From Russia With Love video from December of 2024 is now ready to be released. Honestly, I have a strange relationship with this video now. It stuck with me throughout the entire last year, throughout all the shit, and I think it might be cursed. So if I don't publish any more videos after that, you know what happened. I'm dead. The video is the culprit. Seriously, I have reworked it quite a lot from the original video. It's turned out much better than the original version. Of course, we have the release of the new Bond game, First Light, in March. For anyone still listening, in this From Russia With Love video, I say at the end that the next video is going to be Agent Under Fire, but it's not. I'm sure you understand, I don't want to re-edit that video anymore, like I'm done. So I will put out a note in the description that the next Bond game will be First Light. So yeah, a review of a new game on this channel, who would have thought it? I'm a little worried going into it, to be honest. The trailers don't fill me with confidence. Some of the comments that the developers have made about it concern me. Probably, I don't know, I think maybe people are going a little bit overboard with like the stuff they've said about modernising Bond and all that, because yeah, while the modern Bond films are absolute dog shit, the Bond films have never been directly related to Bond, like in the way of you don't drink in the games, you don't, very few occasions are there women in the games where, Bond's getting his end away or whatever, and I don't think the comments they made actually makes a massive difference to them, if that makes sense. For anyone who don't know, basically the developers said that, they want Bond to not be like misogynistic and all that sort of, all the stuff we hear over and over again. So we'll see. The thing is, I will give it a fair shout regardless. As for the Game Vault, I have an idea for the next instalment. I don't want to say what it is because I haven't started anything yet, but if it is what I'm thinking of, it should be interesting. Right, the final thing I wanted to mention was the series on the channel, like the amount of series on the channel. I've been asked why I start so many series, and the reason is because having a consistent framework helps my workflow. Saying that, not everything can be a winner, and knowing when to kill something off is very important. So I will be ending How Good Was It? The truth is, making those videos, on popular, critically acclaimed games isn't what I want to do. I want to make videos on games that are more obscure. That is why I started the Game Vault. I also don't want to be making any more documentaries. Getting 300 to 400 views on the survival horror video after 8 to 9 months of hard work, I think it was, and spending £1,000 on games and consoles and the computers like the Atari ST. That response was heartbreaking. And while I like making those long form documentary videos, I need to concentrate on releasing more videos. And I suppose that brings me to my very final point. Part of the reason for definitively sunsetting 2 of the series on the channel is so I could start a new one. I know that sounds stupid, but it's the structure, it helps me, and I've been noticing something about YouTube over the last year. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, because the algorithm doesn't like long videos released once, every 1 to 2 months. It wants regular, shorter uploads. It's clear by looking at the analytics, and anyone with a YouTube channel will know, videos have a short life. Feel free to let me know if it's the same for you, but for me, typically a video will get traction for the first few days, and then if it's going to do well, it will pick up around the 3-day mark, and it gets all the views it's going to get within the first 2 to 3 weeks. Then it absolutely dies. No more views for you, says the algorithm. I'm not moaning, that's fine, I understand, and I've been very happy with how my videos have been performing, but if I want to grow the channel, I have to increase output. So the new series will be more conversational style think pieces about anything I find interesting. This could be anything from modern games to retro ones. Hardware, software publishers, developers, anything interesting in the gaming sphere is editable. The videos will have less editing with more emphasis on the script, so I can make shorter videos faster, giving me a way to make videos when in between retrospectives. It's a work in progress. The working title is Critically Speaking, but that could change. I haven't even checked if anyone's currently using that title, and I'm guessing someone probably is, but I'll work it out. Feel free to email me with any topics you think would be interesting to cover. Information in the description. Right, so the TLDR, from now on, the channel will be focused on playing the full Bond library, continuing the Game Vault series, and more regular think pieces. I'm also going to do a stream, hopefully, at the end of each month, because I really enjoyed doing that at Christmas. No one really showed up, but that's okay. It ended up just being me and Patrick from PJ Venom chatting it up. But I liked it, so catch that if that's your thing. We're currently playing BioShock Remaster. I'm hoping this structure going forward will give me the drive to grow the channel and hopefully hit my next target, which I'll set at 10,000 subs. Might never happen, probably never will happen, but I shall try. Right, that's all I got for you today. If you listen to the whole thing, you're an absolute legend. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing, I've published a Patreon page. Don't worry, I'm not after your money. I only have a free tier, and it will always be free. Just trying something new, to reach new people. Link in the description. So, with all that being said, be good, stay safe, and I will see you next time.